We're back 7:38. Ends up today, and yet another about face from Cracker Barrel.
Yes, just weeks after facing intense backlash for changing its logo and quickly going back to the old one, the chain is now ending its plan to remodel its restaurants.
NBC's Marissa Parra joins us with that story. She's at a Cracker Barrel in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Hey, Marissa.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, talk about some whiplash. Cracker Barrel now announcing they are suspending all of those remodeling plans after the feedback wasn't exactly what they were hoping for. So now the big question is, by listening to customer feedback and making that change, is it going to pay off in the way that they need it to, where it counts?
Cracker Barrel is sticking with its Southern Comfort roots, scrapping new design plans and announcing the old country store look is here to stay. Announcing Tuesday it was suspending all remodels after swift online backlash from customers.
To get rid of the interior that brings this entire country together and replace it with this deserves criminal charges.
Cracker Barrel tested a more modern and bright design at 4 of its 660 locations, but quickly found customers preferred nostalgia over a modern new look.
It has become sort of a symbol of this old-time Americana.
It's the latest in the chain's rebranding roller coaster.
Swing by Cracker Barrel.
After debuting a new logo last month that erased the famed old-timer Uncle Herschel and his overalls next to the iconic barrel and the old country store for a sleeker, simpler look, which didn't land well with fans.
I am not okay. I'm not okay with this.
The backlash prompting Cracker Barrel to release a new statement saying, "You've shared your voices in recent weeks, not just on our logo, but also on our restaurants. If your restaurant hasn't been remodeled, you don't need to worry. It won't be." Reassuring their focus will be on the kitchen and on your plate. "We hope that today's step reinforces that we hear you." Just 2 years ago, Cracker Barrel brought in CEO Julie Massino to refresh the brand.
Stop, Cracker Barrel, you're going too far.
But the struggle to lure new customers and keep nostalgia alive is a shared one.
Where do things stand as a whole with the restaurant industry, particularly these longtime chains that have been struggling?
Yeah, I think that a lot of these efforts to sort of revitalize and reignite some of these older brands have been successful. Chili's is Exhibit A, and it's been the biggest success of them all.
Time will tell if Cracker Barrel's receptiveness to customers' opinions will pay off where it matters, on their bottom line.
I think that will ultimately be the lesson to be learned from all of this, which is how to respond when your customers are basically rioting against a decision you've made.
So, Marissa, does this mean Cracker Barrel is officially done with any and all changes?
It's a valid question, guys. And one thing that's clear is that they have spent hundreds of millions of dollars, and they had this plan far beyond just the remodel, right? It wasn't just the logo. They had already talked about how they were streamlining behind the scenes, things that we wouldn't necessarily see, but the people who work at Cracker Barrel do, and had, given good feedback that it was actually working and that it was a good thing for them. But they also had menu changes. This is something we've seen on social media. We asked Cracker Barrel about whether or given good feedback that it was actually working and that it was a good thing for them. But they also had menu behind the scenes, things that we wouldn't necessarily see, but the people who work at Cracker Barrel do, and had, given good feedback that it was actually working and that it was a good thing for them. But they also had menu changes. This is something we've seen on social media. We asked Cracker Barrel about whether or not that's going to stay. The price changes. We know there's been social media posts about things like shepherd's pie casserole. It's not clear whether those changes will stick. But guys, one thing is clear. We've been talking about Cracker Barrel more than we probably have in the last few months than the last year combined. Yeah. So big question about how they'll pay off in that earnings numbers update at the end of the month.
Well, thank you, Marissa.
It's if you're in the all publicity is good publicity school of thought.
I just love the rocking chairs, as long as they keep those.
Yeah.
You and everyone else apparently. Don't mess with that old man in that barrel.
Or the chicken fried steak.
Right.
Keep that. We have to have that.
Something to be said for nostalgia.
Yeah.
Well.